I think it's okay. If anybody knows how to put this back together, let me, took it all apart to clean it, but now I just have a pile. I don't know what it is. All right, I've got this set of junk. Did I say junk? Universal snap ring pliers, right? And if you've never seen something like this, is like for when you're poor and you don't use snap ring pliers very often, and you say, I don't want to spend $30 on a big set. I want to buy this cheap garbage spring-loaded universal set that I'm going to curse every time I get to use. Depending on how you put them on here, depends on. These ones, the teethy, are only for squeezy inny. If you try and use them for anything else, they'll slip off real easy. So find the ones that got the grabby outy teeth. And then they go on the grabby outy side of the universal handles. And you set them up so, yeah. And then if you really want to get fancy, you stick the spring-loaded thing back in there. Makes you feel like you have a tool that is so cheap and garbage. Anyways, now we got it. We can stretch that. Ow! Snip your finger. There it is. Okay. It was a little bit grabby. Came out. It's clean. It's good and clean. You look good. Not mangled. Not too worn. No corrosion in there at all. So that never got the water. That's a real good thing there. We're going to try and keep all our washers in the right orientation, because I've never done this before. Can this drum come out, or how's this work? Yep, the drum comes out. Okay. Drum looks pretty good. It's got a little bit of crud on it, but I think we can just wipe the crud off. We're getting down to beautiful. Yep. It all looks good. Supposed to make that noise? Doesn't feel like it should make that noise. Doesn't bind though. Maybe it's just because it doesn't have the. Maybe it's just because it doesn't have the splines into it. That might be it. And it looks warm, but it also looks like that might be machine face. And then there is a thing that rides on there on the other part. Looks good on this side. That's I think that's the reverse face, and it looks good. I'll put shaft as no problem there. Or first band out. Seems okay. I just think maybe it needs a little bit of adjustment. If I come this far, might as well go the whole way, right? Ow! Cut myself. Careful, it's razor sharp. Set this down. Good, got a lot lighter now. Reverse servo. Seems okay. Hey, I'm gonna take the tail shaft housing apart so I can get it cleaned up. want to add some blue luck. All right, there we go. So tail shaft out. Looks good. Everything is shiny. No wiping. Looks good. A gasket, and we'll be golden. Uh-oh. I see some goop. Nope, there's a bug. There's bugs. It's supposed to be full of bugs. But now I gotta take it apart. Figure out what I just found. Like some kind of filter? Or are those dead bugs? Larvae. Somebody tell me. Somebody stick an old cigarette filter in there, or is that supposed to be there? Definitely some kind of organic material. I think a bug crawled up in that tail shaft. I don't know how he got in there. I guess it's coming apart. Can't leave all that. Run it. This off the back cover, and in here is some kind of, pardon me, something. I don't think that's supposed to be there. Maybe, but I kind of don't think so, because it looks like larvae or something. I don't know where that goes to, but it's gonna be clogged. It's crawled in there and clogged up my transmission, which that would starve probably the rear bearing. Starve the rear bearing. So got to tear it down. Always got to tear them down, I guess. Or you take the chance. You take the chance that some bug found this sucker. I think there might be a plug over here. Let's see if we can get to it. There's a plug there. I think if I take that out, we can clean the rest of that bug out of there. Or, let's see, where does it come out? Boy, I really don't know where it comes out, so we better clean that bug out. Better clean that bug out of there. All right. Good times. Further inspection, right? This place where all the bug nests were, this was all full of bugs nests and mud. Now, it might have blown out in a terrible way, but this is the return line for the busted off connection for the transmission cooler. It's not so much the transmission cooler. The problem is this also feeds pressure. It goes through this thing and comes out here, and that feeds the entire, like the whole doodad control system. So bug nests would have gotten pumped into here. This wouldn't have worked. I took the valve body apart, and it looks like I may have caught it in time. This is a little bit bad. That's not supposed to come apart. So I need a spring. Check balls, they don't look rusty. It's dirty, but it doesn't look real rusty. Most of that red is fluid. Anyways, I need one of these springs, and I'm going to spray this out with some brake clean, and I think this will go back together. This one spring, I think it got rusty and is ruined. So anyways, we recover all the check balls, put them in a little thing, clean this all out, and see if we can make it so that it will do automagic things once again. This may not look like much, but this is a pretty big deal, because this was a fitting that was busted off and clogged with bugs. This is the main feed from the transmission cooler, and that little come on and see it. That little groove there won't cause it to leak. It should be okay. We've done the same. This one's busted off, see? So we took and we used a little mini Dremel cutting wheel, and we had to get an angle where we could cut down in enough that the properly sized screwdriver blade, perfectly sized to fit in that groove, okay? Make sure you're not grinding into the aluminum. You got to get it right in the perfect position there. Now, Buff Del Campo told me that he had read a service bulletin that said that these have red Loctite on them, so heat should make them release a little bit better. So we're going to blow some heat around there for a little while, and then we're going to get this out, and then we're going to blow the passage out. Since the transmission's completely disassembled, we're going to blow that passage out with some compressed air. Let's hope that we can get this out of there and get a new fitting in there and not leak, not crack. And then we will be back in business because the rest of this transmission came apart with no damage. Serviceable. Okay, and we put some heat around here, and since we're open from the back, we put some heat on the back of it to get any Loctite and just coax it. And it already broke free, but I'm going to show you. Come right out. Save you big time. Save you big time. Now she's a core. Nothing's broke off. Completely serviceable. We just got to get a replacement. And there'll be plenty of thread in that hole still to seal it. Hold it in there. We got to get that garbage out of there. And we'll be golden. What do you think of that transmission that we tore down?
Surprising, it was all apart.
Yeah, you think it'll ever go back together into one piece?
I think you'll put it back together.
Why don't you put it back together?
I didn't take it apart.
Yeah, there's no way you'd figure out my madness.
It's like handing me a watch that you took apart.
But I did extract my bolts. Everything's been taken apart. The plugged stuff has been unplugged. The dirty has been dirtied. Everything's inspected. I didn't take the tail shaft apart, but it seems to spin freely. Everything is... I need a new one of those gaskets, a new pan gasket, new filter. I need a dipstick. Yeah. Valve body's cleaned. I don't know where this one ball goes. The other 5, I know where they go. That's all there. That's the other part of the valve body. Nothing was really, really rusty. There was... Oh, I got one broken spring. Where was the broken spring? I got a broken spring. Whatever this spring is was broken. It was some part of the valve body. So somebody give me a spring. Other than that, might go back to... I might need a selector shaft. Whatever that thing is called. And then I guess we're supposed to figure out a way to... I'm going to look up. There's supposed to be a way to make sure this sucker doesn't spin so it doesn't explode. It does have this little pin. And oh, yeah, I looked at the numbers. Let me get something to wipe that. Yo, nice clean rag. And I did measure, and it is small block bell housing. So I think we're golden. It definitely has not failed in any way. It was just sat around a long time. You can only put these kinds of things up on a shelf for so many decades, even in dry storage. So, all right. Next time.
There's nothing dry here.
It's dry here. Well, not in Tennessee, though, huh? Next time when we come back, Buff Del Campo will reverse engineer a 727 transmission. Well, when we're done with this one, we get to tear down the 904 and see if it's any better.
Which 904? You have a 904.
I got a small block 904, too, and we'll see if we can do anything with that. Who knows? It might be full of water, too. Okay, that's it. Let's go get dinner.